Hello everyone and welcome to another royal reading. I am using the New Palladini Tarot for this reading. There it is. And I am looking today at Prince Edward and the Duke of Edinburgh title. I did a reading on this way back at the very start of my channel, and it's popped up again, the topic. Allegedly, according to Harry Markle, Prince Charles is hanging on to the title, or wants to hang on to the title. It's of course reverted to Prince Charles. Well, not reverted, that's the wrong word, but it has gone to Prince Charles since the passing of Prince Philip. And it was always agreed that Prince Edward would have the title in due course. That is, of course, when Prince Charles becomes king. And it was something that was agreed years and years ago. And of course, Prince Edward has taken over the Duke of Edinburgh Awards. He and Sophie work very hard and have been loyal and faithful servants of the crown. Very loyal, very faithful. I've done readings on this and Prince Charles's attitude to them. And now, according to Harry Markle, and I don't know how reliable this source is, a lot of people are skeptical about this information, but it's out there, so I want to look at it. But according to Harry Markle, the blog, Prince Charles wants to hang on to the title, and scratching in the background is Fluffy. Prince Charles wants to hang on to it and give the title to Prince Harry. Oh dear, oh dear. And so I'm going to do a compare and contrast reading using the New Palladini Tarot while Fluffy scratches the furniture in disgust. Clearly she feels like I feel about this. Justice card has flipped, and it would be a tremendous injustice if Prince Harry got this title. The thinking is, that wasn't articulated by Harry Markle, the thinking is that Prince Charles is using it as a carrot, come back Harry, and allegedly for when there's a divorce and the Duke of Sussex title becomes something that nobody wants to hear ever again. And of course, if Prince Harry becomes the Duke of Edinburgh, herself in Montecito cannot call herself the Duchess of Sussex anymore. It will look a bit silly. And she certainly can't call herself the Duchess of Edinburgh. Let me make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have them. That's the outcome card. I will explain. This side is Harry. This side is Prince Edward. And we're going to look and see how Charles feels about it. Each of them getting this very prestigious title, how they feel about it, and how the public would react to if, say, Prince Harry got it, and oh my, what has come out as the underlying energy. But the Devil card, a very toxic situation, a temptation. This is very serious energy to come out in the middle of as the underlying energy of this reading. It does not bode well, really, if Charles falls for this. If he goes down this road, it's going to be a disaster. And the Devil card is very clear, and I don't think it represents Meghan Markle in this reading. It's very often does in readings, and of course just tarot readings just for entertainment purposes, but it reveals to me that there's a lot of toxicity around this, a lot of possibly threats, possibly lies, possibly blackmail, all kinds of dirty dealings going on in the background. So the card, the signifier here, the first card of this reading for Prince Charles. What do you want to tell us about this? And Ace of Rods. This is up to him. This is very much his decision, and it's very much something that he has seized, he has taken charge of. It's not the Queen. The Queen is not the one who is going to be making this decision. She's not going to make an announcement like she did for Camilla as Queen Consort. The Queen is going to stay away from this and stay out of this. This is up to Prince Charles, and it does look like he has had this brainwave that, I know what, I'll tempt Harry back, and you come back, you think you're going to be in disgrace. All the polls are saying that if Prince Harry comes back, almost 100% of people will reject him, will absolutely begrudge his return to the royal family. But if we call you the Duke of Edinburgh and we cover you with that mantle, then it will be fine. Everyone will forgive you. They'll love you again. And they'll love me too. Even better. Oh dear. So how does Prince Charles feel about Harry getting the title, the Duke of Edinburgh? Well, that's an interesting card. And thank the Lord for this card coming out. Justice card in reverse. He knows it would be an absolute travesty. It would be a terrible injustice. Absolute injustice. It would be unfair, undeserved, unwarranted. And yet the thought is in his mind, which is really quite scary. How does he feel about Prince Edward getting the title? Page of Rods. The Page of Wands, in other words. The Page of Wands is a juvenile energy. It's a beginner energy. It would be somebody who, I think he thinks he's too lightweight for the role. Page of Wands is just starting out on his journey, although Prince Edward is mid to late 50s now, as far as I can recall. Page of Wands is still learning the ropes. He's lightweight. He's enthusiastic, and he's definitely enthusiastic, and he would travel and he would represent the Duke of Edinburgh Awards, as he already has. He would be enthusiastic and energetic about it, but he doesn't have the gravitas that I think Prince Charles thinks the role should have, given how Prince Philip was in the role. And then Prince Edward, not so much. But I mean, Prince Edward, Prince Harry, really, chalk and cheese. I know Prince Edward started on the wrong foot with the public years and years ago, but he has done his best ever since to make amends for his wrongdoing way back in the past, as we all try to make amends for our wrongdoing, hopefully in our lifetimes. So, how does Harry feel about receiving the title? Page of Cups. He doesn't want it. That's very interesting. Page of Cups in reverse. I think he feels that it is something that he's being bribed with. The Page of Cups is an apology energy. It is an offer. An emotional offer. Come, let me tempt you with this thing. And he's saying, nah, I don't think so. Perhaps for once he actually is wise about this and realizes how it would look. So it seems that Prince Harry, sorry I knocked the camera there. It seems that Prince Harry isn't really that tempted by the offer. Now, obviously, he's in America and he can go to the rodeo and the Super Bowl and do Spotify podcasts and the rest of it. Who needs to be the Duke of Edinburgh? And maybe he thinks that being the Duke of Sussex is really a wonderful thing. How does Prince Edward feel about the title? Oh dear. He's so worried and so stressed about this Nine of Swords in reverse. It's something that's causing him tremendous stress, worry. He's wrestling with this. He wants it, but he's wrestling with the fact of maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe Harry needs to have it. The petulant, he's being nasty about it. Going back to Harry's card, the Page of Cups in reverse. Maybe he's saying, well, you're going to have to grovel. Grovel might be the energy that's coming off that card, the Page of Cups in reverse, because it is an apology. Get down on your knees and beg. And Prince Edward is absolutely racked with worry, anxiety. Should I do this? Should I insist? What should I do? Should I step back? Should I say, don't worry, I didn't really want it and it's fine, give it to the brat. It'll, I'll just stand in a corner and be overlooked and I'll just carry on doing my duty, or I don't know what, I'll go and throw myself under a bus or something like that. He's very upset and he's very, very anxious about this. Very upset. You don't get more upset than the Nine of Swords, really. Card is in the reverse. I would say that's extra upset. Devil here, of course, lurking in all of this. The devil has really planted itself, the energy of the devil, of course, in the royal family spectacularly since the arrival of you-know-who, and caused a whole lot of strife. A whole lot. And You can even smell the sulphur off that card. You can see it with those claws scratching away. So how does the public feel? How does the public feel about Prince Harry if he gets the title? Ace of Pentacles. They'll think it's a bribe. Big money. Big payday for Prince Harry for behaving badly. He's got an enormous reward. Remember the Justice, the card sitting here in the reverse. Prince Charles knows it's not fair, it's not deserved, and the public knows it too, but they're going to see it as well. Here you are, you've given this big bribe, it's come back, all is forgiven, we'll put the last 40 years behind us, and you can start again. New path, a solid new start for you with this huge honor, this ginormous pentacle I'm giving you, and there is the clouds are opening, and you can go off and start your life over in doing good deeds with the Duke of Edinburgh Awards. Save Harry, tarnish the title by giving it to him. He who sold his grandfather's guns that were given to him. I'm not a fan of guns, but still, it's a thing that meant the world to Prince Philip and was given to Prince Harry as something very precious and sold. Anyway, the feeling about Prince Edward, how does the public feel about Prince Edward getting the title? They think it's absolutely right and deserved. Public is all for Prince Edward. Prince Edward isn't all for Prince Edward. He's racked with a low self-confidence and doubt and all of that stuff. But the public thinks this is the right thing to do. It's the Emperor. The Emperor is Prince Philip, and the mantle of Prince Philip falling literally on Prince Edward, and rightly so. They think it's deserved, it's justified. He will do the title proud, he will act honourably, he will lead. It is a leadership role. He will rise to the occasion. He will grow from the Page of Rods to the Emperor in due course. Surely he has got a long life ahead of him, many decades ahead of him as the Duke of Edinburgh. And so that's what the public thinks about it. Interesting. Outcome. Let's see if the cards can tell us who wins in this. We get the Six of Wands. Nobody wins in this. Six of Wands in reverse is a failure card, a defeat card. It doesn't tell me who. It tells me that whatever is going to happen is going to be a defeat, which to me indicates that the winner might be on this side. That it might be a decision that's an unwise decision with the Devil, an unfair decision with the Justice card in reverse, having tantrums over here. Public's going to see it for what it is, but it may yet be that it goes to him, because I think if it was going to Prince Edward, we would get a card that indicated Prince Edward, and instead we are getting a card that this is going to be a disaster, it's going to be a failure. If it goes to Harry, I think it's undecided, quite honestly, from these cards. I think there is a thought going on here, and I think that possibly the reason why this was revealed was to float the idea and see how people react to it. Yet again, there seemed to be a lot of poll taking by the royals on the QT to see how people feel about it, and incensed. If no incensed energy coming through here, but we have the Devil and we have Justice in reverse, as I keep saying. Early days still. As I said, don't think a decision has been made, but I think that whatever he ends up doing is going to feel to him as some kind of failure, that it's not the outcome that he wants. If it goes to Prince Edward, he himself doesn't think Prince Edward is up for the job. The public does. If it goes to Prince Harry, he himself, meaning Charles himself, knows that it's the wrong thing to do. The public is going to say, hey, you bought that award, you bought that title, it was a bribe. Either way, it doesn't look good for Prince Charles. He, I think, is really caught in a massive conundrum right now. Obviously, the right thing to do is do what was agreed and make it clear right now. Prince Edward gets the honour, and there it is. And bad luck, Prince Harry. But there's obviously all kinds of negotiations communications going on behind the scenes right now with that brat in Montecito to shut him up, stop the book from coming out. There's been more on Teresa Longo fans blog spot about the book and what it's going to do, what it's going to say, and I think there's a huge hustle going on now with Prince Charles to try and stop that book. That is the reading. That is all, of course, my opinion. Thank you as ever for watching, and I will see you next time.